So years have gone by since we last saw Rebecca and Isaac. And Isaac loved Rebecca, and their marriage grew. And it came to be that they would have two boys that were twins. And right on the heels of the other, one of them tries to usurp the position of the first brother. And that tends to be what happens throughout their lives. The first son's name is Esau, and the second son's name is Jacob. And it comes to be that through a little bit of treachery, a little bit of trickery, Jacob ends up getting Esau to give him his birthright. And years later, when Isaac's at the end of his life, it's come a time where Isaac wants to bless his first son and give him a blessing to grow his legacy, who he's gonna be. And Rebecca hears of this, and there's some stuff that's happened that says in scripture that maybe means that not everything was great with Esau. He took on some wives that Rebecca wasn't a big fan of, that Isaac wasn't a big fan of, but still, what she does next is she gets Jacob to bring her a few kid goats, which she then kills and cooks up, just like Isaac asked his first son to do. And then she takes the hair of the goats, because Jacob is real smooth and Esau is not. And she puts the hair on Jacob's hands. And she tells him to go to Isaac and pretend to be his brother and give him the meat and receive the blessing. And that's what Jacob does. And even when Isaac questions the voice, he feels his arms, and he ends up giving him the blessing. And when Esau comes up, of course, he's real ticked at his brother, like so much so he wants to kill him. And Rebecca is like, run, because she doesn't want to lose both of her sons, especially as her husband's about to die. And so it causes quite an issue, although I will say that Isaac does give another blessing to Esau, which then grows his legacy as well. But still, Jacob has the first blessing. And so that means that Esau's descendants will sort of fall under Jacob's. And that's going to lead the way to quite the story that's going to come up next. What to me, as last week we talked really about Rebecca and Isaac and their meeting and how much they loved each other. When I was reading this morning, the thing that really stood out to me was this. There's nowhere that's really documented that Isaac was mad at Rebecca for what she did. And there's nowhere that really, and it was interesting to me because Rebecca just did it. And then later on, Rebecca even says to Isaac, gosh, I'm kind of afraid of like what's going to happen to me in the long run. And there's still this understanding. It speaks again to me to who Isaac and who Rebecca were to each other, and how they understood that in marriage that there's things that happen, like sometimes you're not perfect, right? And you make decisions, but those decisions can still lead to God's will. They can still bring about God's change. And what we're going to see as we continue to read and learn about this family and move on is that even though Jacob usurped the position, it led to 12 tribes, right? It led to everything that will bring us to Jesus Christ. And sometimes God works in our lives and works through our partners and works through our marriages and works through our spouses to use everyday circumstances, things we do as human beings, to bring about his will. And that to me has always been the story of Isaac and Rebecca. So as we end up here at the end of Isaac's life, as the boys are about to start off on their journey, I think to myself, thank God again for Isaac. Thank God for Rebecca. Thank God for Abraham and Sarah. Thank God for Esau. Thank God for Jacob. Thank God for this family that began us on our journey to Jesus Christ. Happy Sunday. Chatting at Cheesman? Chatting at Cheesman. Happy Sunday.